Hello Westman and welcome to one more edition of Cafe Diversity. This show is brought to you by Westman Immigrant Services and Westman Communications Group TV station. On this show we take you on a journey every week to meet the diverse people that live in Westman, and we're going to hear about their stories, their background, and the many ways in which they contribute to our communities. One of the things I love about doing this every week is that I get surrounded by beautiful people. And today I have with me the pleasure of sharing stories with the Island Vibe dance group. How are you guys today?
Good.
So I'm going to start with you, Mary.
Yes.
And can you tell me your complete name, please?
My name is Mary Edward.
That sounds like a French.
Yeah.
Am I right?
In French, we pronounce it Marie.
Mary?
Yeah.
Okay. So people might be asking themselves right now, you don't look like the average French person. Where are you from?
I'm from Mauritius Island, a beautiful island which is found in the Indian Ocean. It's close to Madagascar.
Okay, so you are very good at describing where it is, because I bet that many people don't get it the first time. So you've mentioned the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
So that's just very close to India, right?
Yes.
That's why it's called the Indian Ocean, and then Madagascar. So it sounds like it has a bit of everything, right? Madagascar is in Africa, India is in Asia, but you have a French background.
Yes, because before Mauritius belongs to France, and then now it's belong to England, and that's why we can speak French and British English, and our mother language is Creole.
Okay.
And Mauritius is a multicultural island with Indian people, African descent, Chinese, Muslim. So some other people can speak Hindi too.
So it sounds like Mauritius is a very colorful place full of different people with different beliefs.
Yeah.
Now, and different ways of doing different cultures, if you will. So you're probably not surprised coming to Canada and seeing people from everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's same like in Mauritius. We have different religion, culture. Yeah.
Now, how big is the population in Mauritius? How many people are we talking about?
It's 2.7 million.
Wow, that's still.
Yeah.
If you compare that to Brandon, you live in Brandon.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you find Brandon compared to those, millions of people? Is it like a small place for you, or?
Yeah, it's a small place.
Okay. Now, we're gonna talk, of course, about your dance group, but we're also interested in knowing how people got to Brandon, what brings them to Canada. So in your particular case, what brought you to this place?
In my case, we were hired by Maple Leaf Food, of Brandon, to come here for work, 2 years contract, and then we can apply for our permanent residence, and after that we can bring our family over here. This is how, after bringing our family here, we have 250 Mauritian people right now in Brandon, including kids. So we decided to create the dance group so the kids won't forget their traditional dance, the Sega dance. That's why we create the Island Vibe dance, and to have fun, some activities for the kids. We just don't dance, we bring them to bowling, playtimes, we have sleepover, we go to the park. We do lots of activities just to have fun, make Canadian people know about our culture. So that's why we create the Island Vibe Dance.
So it sounds like you have a very organized community, like you do a lot of things together and you spend a
Yes.
lot of time together.
Yeah, we did the pavilion, we organized the pavilion, and we have the feminine club, the dance group, the Mauritius association. So
Now this is really impressive if you take into consideration, there are other bigger groups in Brandon, like the Latin American community, the Chinese community, and they are but not by the thousands, you can count them. So they have, their dance groups and
Yeah.
dance and all that, but you have, a smaller community and you still manage to do all this.
yeah.
And part of all that work has been done by you. So how long have you been here?
It's almost 6 years. Yeah. So we have also the Mauritius band called Island Vibe Band. And
Yeah, so in 6 years, I'm really interested, and I ask this to almost everybody that
Yeah.
comes to this show. What made you decide to stay in Brandon? You come to work with a temporary work permit, and then you have to apply. But of course, there is a process of decision, right? You have to take the decision to stay. What made you decide, in your case, to stay here in Canada, and especially in Brandon, Manitoba?
because we love Brandon, we get used to here, to Brandon, and all our friends, and our family is here now. So that's why we decided to stay, and it's more easy to have a job here, and for education too.
So you,
For-
sorry.
For our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk kids in a minute because they're very anxious to speak to. But one last, a little bit harder question.
Okay.
I asked you what made you decide to come here, but now I'm going to make a little bit harder question. What made you not to stay in Mauritius? You already mentioned the job opportunities and the education. Is it very hard down there in Mauritius?
It's hard to have a good job. Even if you go to the university, you have a good level, a degree, it's really hard to have a good job over there. And that's why we came here, to have a better future, a better life, and for our kids as well.
Now, I'm really interested in knowing also, you here are like a community leader, and of course you have your full-time job, and you're also a family woman. Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
No? But you have your own dance group, of course. So
Yeah.
my question is, what do you used to do back in Mauritius? If you do all this in our community, were you that busy back home?
Yes, I was busy too. I was in a choir at the church, do some volunteer at the church. I have a job there as well. Care about families, friends, and
Well, what's your job back in Mauritius?
I work in a call center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you were always involved in the dancing and having a dance group too?
Yeah, I had a dance group when I was 14 years old called Mega Dance Group, and we perform on Sega Dance too, African dance. And I had this group from until 1998, I think.
Wow, so it's a very fascinating story to hear how everybody comes to this piece of the earth and decides to stay here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start with our first dancer here to your right. And what's your name?
My name is Kyla Hira.
Kyla. Now, Kyla, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
And you're already a dancer.
Yes.
When did you start dancing with Island Vibe?
2 years ago.
Okay. And what have you learned in those 2 years? You are, of course, now one of the more experienced dancers, if you will. When you start, do you know how to dance?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you used to dance back home in Mauritius too? What kind of dances?
Well, I dance Sega. Sega dance.
Sega. Okay. That's a traditional dance in
Yes.
Mauritius, I take?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to school here in Brandon?
Yes.
What grade are you in?
I'm in grade 4.
Okay. What people, who are your friends? Like not in names, but where do they come from at the school? That's always interesting to me.
They all come from, some of them come from Mauritius,
Hmm.
and some of them are native,
From where, sorry?
like a native,
Okay.
and yeah,
So you meet people from different places at the school. How does that feel?
that feels good.
Is it the same in Mauritius?
Yeah,
You get people from different kinds of, all sort of groups. Now, you want to continue dancing with Island Vibe?
yes.
How about when you grow up? What do you want to be?
I want to be a dancer.
A dancer, okay. Right. That's what I suppose. Okay, let's go to our next dancer. You are using a beautiful dress down there. What is that dress about?
Sega.
Because I see it has something written on it. Can you tell us what does it say?
Mauritius on it.
Okay. So you represent Mauritius when you're in Canada, right? When you dance?
Yeah.
How does it feel to represent your own country in a different country?
Good.
Now, how old are you?
10.
You're also 10, so you're same than Kayla. And what is your first name?
Estelle Balaho.
Pardon me?
Estelle Balaho.
Estelle, that's a beautiful name. Now, how long have you been in Brandon? Since when?
3 years.
3 years. Did you speak English before coming to Brandon?
No.
No. Well, you're doing an amazing job. You know how long did it take for me to learn English? 8 years. So you're doing really, really good. So what other languages do you speak?
I speak Creole, French, and English.
Wow. That's really impressive. So you're going to school here. What grade?
5.
And is it hard? Like, I mean, English is not your first language. Or is it easy? It's cool for you? So?
Yeah.
I think you do wonderful. Yeah, you look like a smart girl. Okay, so next to your right is our next dancer. You're using also a beautiful orange dress.
Thank
What's
you.
your name?
Noemi.
Noemi. Okay, that's easy for me because we have that name in Spanish too. So, Noemi, what part do you come from in Mauritius? Is it a big city or a small town?
Small town, kind
Mhm.
of. Yeah.
Do you think it's similar to Brandon?
Yes.
Yes, so how long have you been here?
3 years.
3 years. So you've been longer than some of your friends here. How was the change for you?
It was kind of sad because I didn't see my family often.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got Skype so I could see my family more often.
Mm-hmm. So what family members do you miss the most?
My grandma, my grandpas, my cousins, my uncles, my aunts.
Yeah, but you see them on Skype very
Yeah.
often. Have you been back home yet?
Yes,
How many times?
once.
Okay, and how was it, going back, living in Brandon for a while and then going back to Mauritius?
It was really fun.
Really?
We went to the beach, we played, we had parties. Plus I got to spend time with my grandma, my grandpas, my cousins.
So how about your family down here? Who is here with you in Brandon?
My mom and my dad.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. So it sounds like maybe in the future you can go back and forth very often. Now you are a really good dancer, I hear. So what made you, did you used to be a dancer back in Mauritius or you started here in Brandon?
In Mauritius, I would go with my cousin, and then we would put music, and then we put our little dresses on, and then we would dance around. It was really fun.
But not professional like now, part of a
No.
group or anything like that. So does everybody dance a lot in Mauritius?
Yes.
What kind of music do they dance?
Some people dance Sega. Some people dance like African dances. Yeah.
That's really interesting. But now you get to dance, in different events, and we're gonna talk about that later, about all the events you have been in. How does it feel to be part of a group now, not just dancing with your friends at home?
It's fun. It's like we're family. It's really fun. We have friends. It's funny. It's awesome.
Great. Okay, so we also have a back row of dancers down there, and we're gonna get to here at my left. So, what's your first name?
My name is Yashna Bluetooth.
Yashna. That's a beautiful name too. You know where your name comes from?
No.
No? Okay, because it sounds, to the ears, it sounds very, very nice, very different. So, Yashna, how old are you?
I'm 11.
And so you're also older than some of your smaller friends here. How long have you been in Brandon?
I've been in Brandon for 3 years now.
3 years. Are you used to the cold?
No. Yeah.
You sound like you're not sure. How's the weather in Mauritius? Is it too different?
Well, it's kind of different than here, like a lot. But it's warmer there.
I think it's probably tropical weather, right?
Uh-huh.
So you don't have snow down there. So what kind of things have you learned to do here during the winter time?
I don't know.
What do you do during the winter?
I don't know, like, don't wear my jacket and stuff.
Don't worry, that's what I did during my first 5 years. I just wore my jacket and tried to stay inside. But you'll see there are a lot of different things to do during the winter. Now, what are the things that you cannot do here that you used to do back home?
I can't play with my cousin like often. I with my family, see my grandma. Like, I miss all that stuff from like back in my country.
Yeah, and how about going to the beach?
Awesome.
That's, yeah. Yeah. Well, you have beautiful lakes here. Have you been down at some of the lakes?
Yeah. But their water's so cold.
Yeah, it's different. You need to get used to that too. Now, what grade are you taking in school?
I'm taking grade 5. I'm going to grade 6 next year.
Oh, wow. So where do you go? What school?
I go to George Fitton.
So you're looking forward to going to high school in the future and all that. What do you think you're going to be in Canada when you grow up?
I want to be a police so badly, but if I don't get to, I want to be a dancer.
Okay, so police or dancer, or maybe you can do both.
Exactly.
I think in Canada you have the opportunity to do both. Just like Mary, she's very busy and she still finds time to get you dancing. So how long have you been with Island Vibe?
Since I was 8. Yeah.
So that means 2 years ago. No,
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so how often do you rehearse with this group?
We do it once a week.
Once a week? Where do you rehearse?
We rehearse at Mary's house.
Okay, that's really interesting. So when you rehearse, you always have an event in mind. I think you're preparing for an event. What was the last event that you participated on?
The fair.
The fair. We're talking about the winter fair.
Summer fair.
The summer fair, just a week ago? Okay.
Yeah, for the parade.
Oh, okay. And how was it?
Awesome.
Really? So how does it feel to be on the stage?
It feels good.
Do you think people are interested in knowing more about Mauritius, about the culture?
Yeah.
They enjoy it, I think. Well, I hear your dancing is beautiful, and you have participated in a lot of events, right? So I'm going to continue with your group mate here, to your right, to your left. And what's your name?
Steffi,
Steffi. That's also a very nice name. So Steffi, how old are you?
11.
You're also one of the oldest in the group. So how long have you been dancing with Island Vibe?
I think since I was 9 years old.
So that's also 2 years ago. How long have you been in Brandon?
4 years.
4 years. So it means that you spent only 2 years without dancing. Did you used to dance a lot in Mauritius?
Yeah.
What's your favorite dance?
Sega.
Sega. So I think Sega is very popular in Mauritius.
Yeah.
Over here. Is that the traditional dance?
Yes.
How would you describe Sega? What kind of, you know?
You have to move your hips a lot,
Okay.
and the music is really nice.
So you move your hips a lot. Are you good at moving your hips?
Huh?
Are you good at that?
Yeah.
I bet you are. Yeah. So, what's your favorite part of being in Canada, in Brandon, so far?
You get to speak English
Okay.
and find new friends.
So you say you get to speak English. You don't speak English back at home, or do you learn English back then, or you learn English here?
Here.
So that's only 4 years of learning, and you speak better English than I do. So you are in grade
6.
6, I guess. And what are you planning to do when you grow up here in Canada?
Border security or a dancer.
Okay, so I'm really impressed that you guys all have, even now, I don't know what I want to do in the future sometimes, but you are very secure of what you want to do. Border security, and why is that?
Because it's fun working in different places.
Mhm. You will have to see a lot of different people every day.
Yeah.
So, how about at the school? Do you get to see different people?
Yes.
Where do your friends come from? Are they all from Mauritius, or you have friends from other places?
Some of them come from Mauritius, and some of them come from France and other places.
Hmm. So, what is your favorite part of being a dancer with Island Vibe?
You have fun with your friends and you get to dance.
So it sounds like you managed to make this a fun group for all of them, Mary.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's really good. Now, to your left, we have our next dancer here today. What's your name?
Serena.
Serena. That's the famous tennis player,
Yeah.
Serena? Maybe you're
That's
going
how
to
my
be.
dad got the name.
Okay. So it sounds like your family like the sports.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm not really into
No.
sports.
Well, dance can be a really good
Yeah,
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how long have you been with Island Vibe?
I would say until I was 11. I was 11 when I joined.
And how old are you?
I'm 14 now.
Wow, so you've been probably the longest member, at least in this room. You've been dancing like around 3 years with them?
Yes.
What changes have you seen in the group in those 3 years?
More people joined the group.
Mhm.
And I knew Sega, and everyone got to dance.
So being the longest member in this room, you probably have participated in different events.
Yeah.
What are some of those events?
Summer fair. I don't really remember a while ago.
So I've heard that you have performed in Brandon a lot.
Yeah.
How about outside of Brandon?
Service.
In Surrey. So you're already getting out there to other communities. What do people tell you when they see you dancing?
They say I dance really good.
Mhm. You are aware that you are dancing your own culture from Mauritius in a different country. How is that for you? How does it feel?
Feels great, I guess.
Yeah, you get to show people what
Yeah.
you used to do back in your home country. Now, what is the part that you miss the most of Mauritius?
The beach
The beach.
I miss the beach a lot.
So-
And my family.
Your family. So, what family members are here with you in Brandon?
My father and my auntie and cousin
Okay.
and my uncle.
Okay, so that's like a very good size family. What's your name? Our last answer for today.
Leanne.
Leanne. So Leanne, you're also wearing a beautiful dress. It's a very nice. Is that a traditional dress from Mauritius?
Yes, my grandma made it.
Your grandma made it. Is your grandma here in Brandon?
No,
She's back in
Mauritius.
Mauritius. So every time you wear that dress, you're thinking about your grandma, right? That's really nice. How long have you been dancing with Island Vibe?
Around 4 years or 5 years. I started dancing when I was 6.
And so before dancing with Island Vibe back in Mauritius, did you used to dance all these dances?
No,
No?
it's my first time.
That's really interesting, and we're going to talk about that in a while. But you are dancing Mauritius traditional dances, here in Canada, but you didn't do that back at home. How old are you?
I am 11.
You're 11, and you already know a lot about Mauritius.
Yes.
So, how is it for you changing from one country to the other and having to learn all this again? Like,
It's kind of hard because you have to start meeting new people and you can't have the same friends all the time, and you have to learn more things about here, and because it's very different from Mauritius.
now I saved a very special question for you that I didn't ask. How is the food in Mauritius? I hear it's delicious.
It's very good. It's different from here, but sometimes we add up some of the Jamaican and African food together, and it's very good. And sometimes you can compare to the English food, but sometimes it's different. And when Canadian people start tasting our food, they're like surprised because they've never tasted this before, and it's very good.
Well, you're making me hungry right now, so let's start with that now. What's your favorite Canadian food then?
A salad.
Salad. If people want to get your group dancing at their event or how do they contact you?
We have a business card. Yeah, they can find us on Facebook. We have you just type Island Vibe Dance Group.
And you also have a phone number.
Phone number. So it's 204-720-6715, and you can email me as well.
Okay.
Should I give?
Yeah.
It's marybell17@yahoo.com, and then you can, if you want to see some of our dance, you can go on YouTube. It's same Island Vibe Dance Group. Yeah.
Well, I really, want to thank you for being here today. We're coming to the
You're
end.
welcome.
It's too bad we don't have more time to keep conversing about
Yeah.
wonderful things that you do. But again, thanks for doing this for our community, and thanks for coming today and sharing all these stories. So this is Cafe Diversity. Thanks for watching today. Thanks to Westman Communications Group and Westman Immigrant Services for allowing us to do this. See you next time.